This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Katie Wolf from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. Happy spring.
Happy spring to you. And speaking of that, there's a sure sign that spring is in the air. You're putting the buoys out.
Absolutely. We'll start first part of May, and we'll start seeing the buoys are so important to our community because it's one way that people can check out the shipwrecks without disturbing them. Once those buoys are out, they can hook up to those buoys, and instead of anchoring, in the past, they would anchor on the shipwrecks and it would damage them. So we have those starting, and there'll be about 40 of them that we hope to get into the water this year.
Yay, that's always fun. I know I've seen the news crew here once upon a time went out with them and did it. I thought that's so exciting, and for divers, they can't wait to get out there, and it's nice that those wrecks are marked, making it easier for everyone.
It really is, and we hope to get some of the deeper wrecks with buoys over time, but right now, those that are most accessible are definitely going to have buoys on them. And that means a lot to our tourism industry.
Yes, it sure does. And speaking of tourism industry, Lady Michigan is going to be back on the water this year.
Yes, we're so excited.
Yes.
We're really hoping to get a good, solid, full season in. So the Lady Michigan tickets are on sale right now. You can go to alpenashipwrecktours.com and purchase tickets right now. And the cruises will start the weekend of May 22nd and 23rd. They will start out with the 10 o'clock cruise, and then when we get to mid-June, I think it's like June 21st, we'll go to the 3 cruises a day, which is the 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and the 4. And that'll take place all the way through October if all goes well.
When I worked in an office a long time ago, I worked real close to where the Lady Michigan left, and that sound of the horn, and you could hear the kids giggling and laughing, and it was such a joyous sound. So I'm so glad that'll be back again this year.
We have so many people tell us that they never mind when the bridge goes up because they know the Lady Michigan is on her way out, and it really is part of our community. And so we're excited. Once the cruises start, I think that will start bringing people in, and we've had tons of calls from people out of town. So we think that'll also boost our downtown area as well.
I know I have family who come from out of town, and when they come, that's the first thing they want to do, no matter how many times they've been there. They want to go on Lady Michigan, and we always pray for good weather.
Yes. Well, now, we hope that people who have been will come again because we have new educational technology installed, and so, they can see the shipwrecks, while they're aboard or, through the glass wells or over the side, but now they'll also be able to see what they looked like before they were shipwrecks. And so that'll be really nice.
I know you're doing some changes. I know you're doing a kitchen, a caterer's kitchen, and I know you're upgrading the roof. How is that all going?
It's going very well. I think a lot of the kitchen work is done, and it'll be so nice when we have events there now for the caterers to have a professional kitchen that they can work from. So, and it's right off the loading docks. It'll be very easy for them to get in and out.
Perfect.
And then the roof deck is, we've talked about it'll double the space, and we're already looking at some events, particularly with COVID, people are looking for outdoor venues. And that's such a perfect location because that's where the sun sets. You can look out and see
the views are
the skyline.
Amazing.
It's really special.
Okay. And what about Earth Day? I know you're making some plans or want to draw attention to Earth Day.
Yeah. So Earth Day is coming up April 22nd. And of course, we work very hard at the sanctuary to make people aware of the ways that they can take care of our planet and our sanctuary. So we're encouraging people to get out into their sanctuary. And, it's a perfect day to grab a bag and go along and pick up trash. There's a couple special events happening not on Earth Day, but right after Earth Day on the 24th, in honor of Earth Day. The Rotary Club is having a pickup on Rotary Park right across from the sanctuary, and that's from 8 to 12. And then at Starlight Beach, Great Lakes Great Responsibility is having a beach cleanup from, I think that's from 10 to 12.
Okay.
And we'll be keeping track. So if you do go and pick up trash and you show up at Starlight, your trash can be counted as part of our community pickup. So that would be really wonderful. The more people who participate in that, and you know, taking a half an hour to help clean up it's a little something to do. And after the fall, you know, the thaw from the snow and everything, our community really needs a good cleaning up.
And those waves that have been crashing things on shore, I went down there the other day just for a walk, and I was amazed at what was lying around on the beach. So that'll be wonderful to have that all cleaned up and ready for summer.
The good news is that it seems like a lot of people are noticing and making comments, you know, showing they're just concerned about the waste that's been thrown out. And I really do think there's a new level of awareness in the community. And so hopefully that will show in a cleaner community and as a result, cleaner waters.
Okay. And what about volunteers right now, Katie?
Well, we're always looking for new volunteers.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, we have some new projects coming up where we will be working on trying to remove some invasive species, particularly out at our North Point property. And so if people are interested in volunteering, they can call the sanctuary, and we have our volunteer coordinator is Mary Taglerini, and she will work with them to find the type of work that they're most interested in.
Okay. And probably have no idea when you'll be open again.
Well, you know, we were hoping sooner than later, but with this recent uptick, you know, it's very important that we work both with the state and the federal government for our guidelines, and so we have to, you know, comply with that, whatever they recommend. And you know,
but you're still conducting business. That's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, we're in the process of planning some really exciting research. So there's a lot going on in the sanctuary behind the scenes.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here. Tell everyone we said hello when you do a Zoom call, when you get to see everyone. Tell them thank you so much for everything they're doing, and we're so glad you're in our community.
Oh, thank you. And Nancy, we so appreciate your work.
Well, thank you so much.
Take care.
I'll be right back with some information from Friends Together following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Leslie Dort from Friends Together. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning.
As we were talking earlier, I said I remember 25 years ago when Judy Burns first came on this TV show talking about a support group she wanted to start in honor of her daughter because there weren't a lot of supports out there when they needed it for her daughter's cancer diagnosis.
Right.
And I thought, well, it's Judy Burns, so I know it's going to be pretty good, but did you or did our community, did anyone have an idea that Friends Together would be what it is today?
I can't imagine anyone would have dreamed this big. It's a beautiful thing to see every day. It's really a joyful place to work.
It is, and you have touched thousands and thousands of lives in the 25 years.
Yes, and if not directly, then we've certainly through what we can do.
Right, and you started out in Alpena County. How many counties are you in now?
We're in 6 counties now, so we cover Alcona and Iosco, Presqu'île, Montmorency, well, Alpena, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that is just amazing how many counties, and each county has a different service or different support groups or different things. So why don't you start us out telling us about the services that are available?
Sure, because they are reduced right now because of COVID.
Sure.
Some of our outstretch programs, like the Mayo program, we were going to start in Tawas, you know, Hillman, different areas, those we've had to pull back on.
Okay.
But we do still have our program, our support program on the first and third Monday every month up in Rogers City.
Okay.
And that operates at the Presqu'île Library.
All right.
Of course, all of our support programs are paused in person right now until the first week of May.
All right.
So we're sort of watching what happens, and if we can, we'll start meeting in person in May. And then we have several that happen every week in Alpena.
Okay.
From Tuesday, we've got caregivers group, and that's typically a smaller group, and that's for the people who love people with cancer, because they're going through the journey as well.
Oh, yes.
And that takes place within our office at 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights. At the same time, the Friends Together live support group for men and women is actually at an alternative location, the Thunderbolt Lanes.
Okay.
They've been incredibly generous. We're on the north end. That used to be the other end.
Yes.
So we've transformed the space into a large living room. It looks just as cozy as if you were walking in someone's home.
Perfect.
And then we've also got, we wrote a grant with United Way and received it, and we have technology now that allows us to hook up our in-person meetings with Zoom meetings, and they give not only the person at home the panoramic view, but also the individual views of who's speaking.
Perfect.
All at the same time, so it just makes the whole experience. You can come to our groups when they're open again, or you can access them through Zoom.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, we have our men-only group at 10 a.m., and once that opens up, it'll be at the Thunder Bowl.
Okay.
Wednesday night, we have women on Wednesday, and that's just women, all ages, all cancers. It draws gals from all the counties, and we'll be meeting at the bowling alley as well.
Okay.
And then on Thursday, we have our grief group at 6 o'clock at night. And that will be at Friends Together. Again, it's a smaller group, so
Okay.
we can fit that social distancing. And we are introducing a second grief group on Tuesday mornings at 10.
Okay.
So it'll be called Good Grief, and that will give just one more option for those suffering from loss. If the evening program on Thursday doesn't work for them, perhaps the 10 a.m. on Tuesday might.
And you know, I'm so happy about all the grief support groups in particular, because everyone grieves in their own way.
Yep.
And it, when you're with someone else, and you don't have to say, well, you know how I feel, because you do know, they do know how you
Right.
feel. They're going through the same thing, maybe at a different time, maybe at a different energy level, maybe, you know, the whole story's different, but it's just nice to be surrounded by people who feel like you feel.
Oh, absolutely. And our grief groups are for anyone who's experienced loss. The loss doesn't have to be from cancer. It's a need that needed filling in our community, and since we were equipped to do that,
Right.
Why not?
Okay. And then I know you provide a lot of gas cards.
Gas cards and transportation and lodging.
Okay.
So although most people are fortunate to be able to be treated in Alpena, we do have some that need to travel out of the city to get either tests, second opinions, or some treatment. We can help with gas cards. We have 2 vans to help. We can actually give you a ride downstate or to Alpena's Cancer Center and back.
Yes. Good.
And back. And if you need to spend the night, we can get a hotel for your loved one if you happen to be in the hospital. So these are all things that we can afford to do because of the generosity of the donations we receive.
And you know,
so
a
the lodging, yeah.
Right, and a cancer diagnosis is mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially exhausting. So
is.
it's so wonderful to have those services available, so maybe the spouse can work instead of having to take someone to an appointment, or you know, they don't have to worry about being afraid to drive in bad weather. All those things just come
Right.
into play, and it's just so wonderful to know those services are there.
Well, and with the conditions around the pandemic, of course, everybody's been creative. We've set up a laptop in our office specifically for the use of those we serve. So if they're doing telemedicine but don't have technology, if they want to Zoom into a meeting but they, again, cannot handle that, we have that station within our
wonderful.
office. So we
Okay.
have that search ability.
Now, we're running out of time, and it goes by so quickly.
It
but
does.
I just wanted to have you tell us about your fundraising. It's coming up really quickly.
Absolutely. Starting next week is our online auction. So everybody go to biddingowl.com/friendstogether starting April 22nd.
Okay.
We have over 100 items. And then on May 15 and 16 is our garage sale, when it'll have a concession, and it's 8,000 square feet of space at the bowling alley that is packed. And then also on May 15th is our pop-up boutique that our women's group
Yes.
puts on, and that's jewelry and purses and scarves. It's the accessorizing, and we've even got a men's section this year with a bunch of ties.
Okay, and people can always drop off gas cards, no matter what amount of money they're for, they will be
Absolutely.
used. Or drop off a donation that can be used for, like you said, lodging, or,
Yep.
or one of the wonderful things that's provided by Friends Together.
90% of what comes in goes back out.
Very good.
Yep.
And a number, Leslie, for people to call if they have any questions.
Yes, the office is 989-356-3231.
And Friends has a Facebook page.
Yep, Facebook is Friends Together, and
Okay.
then you can email us to talktous@friendstogether.org.
Okay, well, thank you so much to everyone there for being with us through this whole entire pandemic, coming up with new and wonderful and creative ways, like having a laptop for people, the technology, because you need to worry about your taking care of your loved one or yourself, not having to worry about all that stuff. So thanks for taking that worry away.
Absolutely. And thank you for all of the information you share.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, I'm president of Alpena Community College. I'm doing a solo session this morning. We had a board meeting last night. We're filming on Friday morning, and we had our April board meeting last night, Thursday evening, and I wanted to just report out some of the things that we talked about and some of the things that are going on at ACC. So let's get started. One of the first things we're doing, and a very important thing, is we're hosting a shot clinic for ACC students, staff, and the community in Park Arena on Monday, April 19th, 2021, from 9 to 3 p.m. All ACC students and employees who want to receive the Pfizer 2-dose vaccination are invited to attend, and no appointment is necessary, and the shot is free. We had originally set this up with District Health Department number 4. We're aware that the variants have really spread in the state. They're up in our region now. Younger people are catching it, getting, in some cases, quite sick. So we wanted to create an opportunity for students that haven't gotten a vaccine yet to get it. We originally had planned to have a one-shot Johnson shot, which would be helpful for students who will be leaving the area after they graduate. But this week, the Johnson shot was suspended. So we were fortunate. Our District Health number 4 has a Pfizer. It's 2-dose. So the event put on in cooperation with District Health Department number 4 is also open to walk-ins. 100 spots are available to community members. Please be aware that all ACC students are eligible to participate in this event, even if they do not live in a DH-D4 service area. This is an important piece. So for ACC students, no matter where you're from, you can get a shot. You can get your first shot. For vaccination clinics, young adults age 16 and 17 can receive this vaccine, but must be accompanied by their parents or guardian. Otherwise, you must be 18 years of age or older. You must live in the DH-D4 service area. This would be for non-ACC students. Upon arrival, you will be greeted at the door and be given a vaccination time, and please bring a valid ID card and insurance cards, although having insurance is not required. It's first come, first served. And people who receive their first shot on April 19th will be able to schedule their second shot at that time. I think the Pfizer, if I'm not mistaken, is 3 weeks between your first and second shot. I would encourage everyone who, ACC students and members of the community, if you're seeking vaccination, and I hope you are, that you consider this opportunity. Another thing we talked about was commencement or graduation. After last year, when COVID hit, we had to do a virtual commencement. We videoed a commencement, and I think it went quite well in the short time we had to put it together. But we had more time this year, and we heard from many people that a personal touch, a personal connection is a really, really important part of this kind of milestone event. So we've tried to incorporate that in a safe way. And what we're doing is something we're calling a drive-through commencement ceremony. And it will be, there won't be the speeches and kind of the traditional fanfare, but we will have myself and a number of the trustees at a riser near a tent by Park Arena, and students can come and their parents and drive through and pick up their diploma, get a photo, and we hope that You know, it creates a little bit of a sense of the specialness of commencement, which is always a wonderful evening for the college, for the students, for the faculty, and for the community. Earlier in the day, we'll have nurses pinning, which will be at NRC, the second floor of NRC, where nursing is. Soon to move over to Van Laer Hall as that project's moving along. And then on Friday, we'll have early college graduation in Park Arena, socially distanced, a limited number of attendees, but that's also a wonderful event. We have a number of early middle college students, and that graduation is always very passionate and memorable. So that's commencement. We did have several presentations last night from our tech faculty, which, you know, that's our tech programs are extremely important from a number of perspectives. Our CAD students did a great presentation on the work they've done using SolidWorks under the direction of instructor David Cummins to mock up a renovation of the auto body space, which will be transformed into the manufacturing lab. This is part of the recent EDA grant that we have that would fund that for the college. And these students did a great job giving us options on what we might do with the space and some very creative, thoughtful ideas, but also a very professional, pertinent application of the software. And this is what they will do when they go out into the workplace. What many folks, what we realize, or what we heard and confirmed, is many of our students are already in the workplace. The demand for folks in welding and manufacturing and CAD is so intense, which is positive for the students. Many of them are already working and coming to work and going to school with us. So a really neat presentation. Our manufacturing instructor, Andrew Pad, talked about a NIM certification they had. It's a national certification for the program. Very impressive, and work that he is leading in creating open source text. This would be text that could be accessed for free. This is a big movement in the community college world because textbooks cost a lot. And he's a leader in this, so much praise to him. And then we heard a report on our auto service program, which is thriving under the leadership of Dustin Ruley. We approved some purchase of a piece of equipment that he needed, but he gave us some insight as to the alignment that the program has with APS, and also the job opportunities that are out there with local dealerships. So all in all, a wonderful session. Thank you, folks, for the support that you give to Alpena Community College, and we'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.